Hold on. All right, you try it.
This October 11th to 14th.
The restaurant's name is Cactus Jack. But what do you picture Cactus Jack looking? I picture him having very few teeth.
Including Stefan Molyneux, Jeff Berwick, Doug Casey,
maybe a couple
Sheldon Richard,
prospecting
Angela
tools.
Keaton, Larkin Rose, and many more.
Perhaps.
I
was going like a more cartoony way. You know, like VeggieTales. You know, like the man is actually made of cactus.
Oh, I'm picturing like a very grizzled Southern man.
So, Libertopia is the place for you.
Can barely. He sounds like James Carville.
Yeah, and maybe they call him Cactus Jack because he's always drunk and falling into cactuses.
No, he's very dry and prickly. Like he doesn't shave and he's very flaky skin.
Okay.
And he says,
LRN.FM on any phone, anytime.
My name is Cactus Jack.
569-7753. That's 760-569-7753.
Cactus Jack. Hey everybody, welcome back to School Sucks Live. Today is September 13th. I'm Brett. I'm in the studio here with Osborne. We have two great guests and not enough time out in Keene on the phone with us tonight, Derrick J, Freeman and Michele Seven. We have framed this show around the topic of Derrick J's documentary called Derrick J's Victimless-Crime-Spree, produced by Bo Davis and Ian Freeman. Derrick, any other names that I need to mention at the top of the top billing for that?
The Keene Police Department. They played a very big role.
They are kind of the stars too, or certainly the antagonists in that film.
So are the police officers showing up to your premiere on Saturday?
You know, thanks for asking, Osborne. I spent a long time last night and this morning making some extra frilly, pink, glittery invitations to personally invite the Keene Police. I went down to the Keene Police Department this morning and shot some video of me personally inviting Finton P. Moore Jr., the man who knocked me off of my bicycle and then punched me.
We've got a screenshot of that right now.
I wanted to make sure that he could attend, and so no RSVP is required. He can just show up and bring the family. He is one of the stars of the film. So, yes, I hope that the Keene Police do show up, and I hope they do bring their families to showcase their heroism.
Yeah, that photo is so pregnant with meaning.
Oh, sure is.
You know, the one of the cop, you know, with his knee buried into you and the way his arm is choking your neck and everything like that. And he's just so angry and aggressive. And you are obviously in discomfort, if not pain.
Yeah, and I'm clearly no threat.
But everybody, we're looking at the photo right now on our screen, and everybody looks like they're in pain in that picture. Now, Derrick, to be fair, you look like you're in a lot more pain because you have a man's elbow in your ear. But if you look at his face, now the picture that I'm looking at, his head is cropped out of the top of it. But you can see his face and you can see enough of his expression. You can also see that his hand is reaching towards his shoulder where they keep their radios, right? And
That's right.
He is calling for help from somebody. And also, judging by the fact that there's a picture of this, he's also kind of in maybe a little bit of a state of panic. It looks like that he is being surrounded by people who think that this behavior is unacceptable, if I'm painting the scene correctly.
You sure are, and it was a pretty odd scene. You've got it exactly. He was calling for backup. He did receive backup from not only the Keene Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, and the state police all showed up within seconds of his call.
They never show up for seconds within my call when I need help.
And what was really absurd is that there was no reason for the arrest. My charge was resisting arrest. There was no initial charge, which I was resisting. It was an unlawful arrest, in my opinion, of course. And so yeah, it's strange. I think that his feelings were hurt. So the anguish that you see on his face is, I think, him coming to off of his adrenaline high, saying, "Oh my gosh, what did I just do? I really didn't need to chase this boy. If I had just let him go, no one would have been any wiser. Nothing bad would have happened to me. Nothing would have happened to him. And, you know, we would have saved all this trouble and trauma. And when the people who are coming out of the activist center with video cameras are asking questions, why are you arresting this man? Why are you on top of him? Why are you hurting my friend? Silence. He has nothing to say. So I think, you know, there's a lot of introspection going on in that photo.
What is he, what is he trying to get met? What is he trying to get accomplished out of this whole interaction with you, in case anybody missed it or hasn't seen the documentary yet?
The purpose of his arresting me, which was unbeknownst to me and those present at the time, was to serve me with a no trespass order for all Keene schools, because I was handing out literature at the high schools and some of the middle schools in the area, which he also failed to do. So the whole purpose of him arresting me was to serve me with paperwork, and he did so violently. He got me and forgot to serve me the paperwork.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can tell that it looks like, just from being able to see half this man's face, it's a fairly stressful situation for him as well, which speaks to what we were discussing before about that obedience. But in this segment and the next, I want to change directions a little bit. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Derrick J's Victimless Crime Spree, a documentary that you can see on YouTube. You can see it in HD by going to victimless-crime-spree.com. Right, Derrick?
That's correct.
It's in theaters this Saturday morning.
That's correct.
Excellent.
But yep. Keene cinemas.
Most of the film is telling the story. I mean, it's your broader personal experience and coming to New Hampshire and all of the, you know, new experiences, new friends that you made here, getting involved in free-keene TV, which is an awesome story, very cool thing that goes on out there. But civil disobedience is really what provides most of the action in this film. And we talked at the very beginning of the show about the public reaction to this, when the anxiety and maybe even the resentment that people have when they see people acting like they're free and acting on the realization that the most dangerous superstition, as Larkin Rose called it, is just that, a superstition. Now, I think I talked about it in kind of a callous and dismissive way, but I think it's important for us to recognize that these feelings exist and should be addressed in people. So what I want to know is, for you personally, what is the point of doing civil disobedience? And in the broader picture of what it's trying to communicate to other people's, what's the point there as well? Because at the very beginning of the documentary, you say that it's about achieving personal freedom. But I would think, just playing devil's advocate here, I would think that you would probably want to stay as far away from those types of people as possible if personal freedom was your goal. So can you tell me more about that?
Sure. Well, to be frank, it's about following rational self-interest. I can't live with myself if I make certain decisions. And so, you know, I need to follow what I believe to be right and good. And if people want to criticize me for saying that that's you know, it could be a suicidal tendency, then fair, that's fine. That's a fine criticism. That may be true. Like, I would prefer to be dead than unfree, and so I have to live free. And I don't want to wait for some fantasy future where perhaps politicians have laid it out for me, or others have done the civil disobedience to make the world a freer place. I can't wait for that day of freedom, and so I won't wait, and that's why I do civil disobedience.
Now, Michele, how about you?
Why do I do civil disobedience?
Yes, and have you in the past, and why, you know, like with the whole, not just what you've been involved with in Keene, but you've been at it a lot longer than that.
Well, I kind of started when I was like 12, I guess.
Okay.
I closed down my school, and that was because I went to a public school, and I was president of my class and hadn't run for president, but I'd been elected anyway. So I'm like, okay, fine. I guess I'll take advantage of this and get some stuff done that, I want to do, whatever. And an issue had come up between the school union and the labor union for Weyerhaeuser. I grew up in Oregon. And despite the labors of Weyerhaeuser, the lumber industry, and the teachers, so the actual people that the unions were supposedly representing, despite them not being in agreement with the unions were pressing forward and insisting that students couldn't do a field trip that was really profitable.
Let's pick that story up when we come back. We're talking about the motives behind civil disobedience. This is School Sucks Live. 843 join SSP. We still have time for your call if you want to make it.